Okay, let me give you another example of decomposition of a middle term, because definitely one example is not enough for anyone to understand the process, a method. Okay, so let's try this question, which is a little bit more complicated because we need to deal with the negative sign. Okay, so 4x squared minus 9x plus 2. How do we factor this trinomial and make it the product of two binomials? Okay, so like we did in the first example, all the steps are identical. Okay, first of all, we need to write this as 4x squared minus, because we have a minus sign here, we need to have a brackets. Okay, we need to have brackets to put around m and n. Okay, so minus brackets mx plus nx, and we know mx plus nx, these are just the decomposition of 9x, right? We're basically just breaking 9x down to two terms. Okay, that's what we're doing here. Plus 2. And because of the very interesting property that I mentioned in our last video, m times n should be equal to the outer coefficients. Sorry, the product of the outer coefficient, which is 4 times 2, which is 8. And we know that m plus n is equal to 9, right? So in other words, we're looking for two integers whose product is equal to 8, whose sum is equal to 9. And the answer shouldn't be too difficult to think of, right? M is equal to 1, n is equal to 8. Like I said multiple times, which value you assign to which letter does not really matter here, okay? So that means you can say m is equal to 1, n is equal to 8, or m is equal to 8, n is equal to 1. The final answer should be the same, okay? So now let's plug in the numbers back to our expression and manipulate the expression and find our final answer. Okay, so 4x squared minus 9x plus 2 can be written as 4x squared minus m is equal to 1. So 1x plus 8x plus 2, right? Since we need to group two terms together, we need to break these brackets. We need to take off these brackets. And because it's a minus sign here, you really need to pay attention to the sign change, okay? When we need to open brackets, if the sign before the brackets is a negative sign, then all the signs in the brackets need to be changed, need to be flipped, okay? So this is equal to 4x squared minus x minus 8x plus 2. And we're going to group these two terms together and these two terms together. However, please pay attention, because we're grouping these two terms together and this is a minus sign, this sign needs to be flipped again. So this needs to be changed to minus 2, okay? So I said this example is more complicated. Actually, all calculation is more complicated when you need to deal with minus sign. It's not just trinomials, okay? So minus sign in general is more complicated. You need to pay more attention to minus sign and all the sign changes. So 4x squared minus x, the common term of this binomial is x. So we take one x out, and the remaining part in the brackets should be 4x minus 1, right? Minus 8x minus 2. The common factor of this binomial, of these two terms, should be 2. So we factor 1, 2 out, and the remaining part in the brackets should be 4x minus 1. And now we have another binomial common factor in this expression. What we need to do is to take out this common factor again. So this should be, so we take this out, 4x minus 1, and we have x minus 2 left. Okay, so this is our final answer. Let's try to verify this. Let's verify this. So if this is our correct answer, then we should have the original trinomial after expanding these two binomials, right? So let's verify this. We have 4x minus 1 times x minus 2. Okay. Again, this is distributive rule. 4x times x is equal to 4x squared. 4x times minus 2, that's minus 8x. Minus 1 times positive x, that's minus x. Minus 1 times minus 2, that's positive 2. And now let's manipulate this expression, combine all the like terms. 4x stays the same. Minus 8x minus x, that's minus 9x plus 2. Let's see. Answer is the same. Okay, the answer is the same as the original trinomial, which means we did the right thing. Okay, so that means this is the correct answer. Sorry, this is the correct answer. Okay, so that's a second example. I'm going to stop here for this method because I'm planning to go through a lot of examples in a separate video. See, so in that video, I'm going to go through like a lot of examples. So I want to stop here and I want to move on to the next method, which is the cross method.